Hi, I'm Rasheed, Ogunlaru, coach, speaker and author, and I just wanted to stop by to wish you all the best for 2013. Wow, here we are, new year, new start, new opportunity, but in fact every day of course is a new opportunity. So I just wanted to share three really essential tips about getting the best from a new year, and the clues are in the words Happy New Year. Happy, happiness is really an input far more than it is an outcome. And what I mean by that is that the more people tend to approach things in a joyous, harmonious, nourishing, if you like, positive way, the more likely it is that that's going to be what your experience is. So that happiness has got to be a decision, that joyfulness, that joy which starts from a gratitude, comes from an appreciation of yourself, of being here, having another year, of being able to have things and people in your life is very important. So that is the fundamental one, that happiness, that joyful attitude to life. If you adopt that, if you make that your starting point, then you're going to find that you're going to get a lot of happiness and joy out of it. And there's no surprise that the people who tend to be most well adjusted to life, regardless of their circumstances, just tend to have that very happy, joyful even approach to life. So that's the first one, happiness, happy. New is the second word of Happy New Year. Perhaps for you it does mean that something needs to be new. As I was saying before, every day is new, every moment is new, every opportunity is new, but sometimes we see life as a continuum of what's already happened. And so when we wake up in the morning, we're like, oh my God, this is still going on, that's still going on, that hasn't happened. Every time when you open your eyes, there is an opportunity for you to look at things afresh. The slate is wiped clean in many, many ways. So perhaps what's going to be really important for you is a new approach in some way. Perhaps there is something specifically new that needs to be addressed, or something that needs to be renewed. For me last year, one of the things I needed to address was my health, was my diet. Perhaps for you it's something else. Perhaps there's something new that you're wanting to focus on. Perhaps it is about a new job opportunity, a new career, a new business, a new being open to new relationships, or whatever it might well be. Is it something that, what is it that to you perhaps could be renewed, or that is important to you that perhaps could be new? It might be a mindset, it might be a particular approach, it might be open to something new career, new job, new home, or whatever, and bringing those things into sight, into view, into your awareness, so that you're then able to begin to address that, be it in terms of research, planning, conversations, self or professional development, training, or whatever happens it might be, but being open to that thing about new. And sometimes just doing something new, picking up a new hobby, an old hobby, or what have you, can be a really good way of just getting this newness back into the system. Do you know what I mean? It might be taking a new route to work. It might well be about putting on your shoes in a different order, or what have you. There's all sorts of things that people talk about that you can do just to begin to feel as though things are renewed. Just putting the milk and the tea, or the tea bag in a slightly different order, sometimes just shifts up the mindset a little bit, which just then, from which you can then move on to other areas that perhaps might need to be renewed. But you're going to know yourself. Trust it, try it out, see what works for you, but bring into view what is it that perhaps could be new or renewed. The last one is about year, year, Happy New Year. And so what can happen a lot of the time at this time of year is that we all set resolutions that we set based on what we think we should be setting: stop smoking, stop drinking, get fit, do this or do that. But very often it's being done based on what we think we should be doing rather than what we're wanting to be doing, and often it's done very superficially. Remember that we are talking about the course of a year, and it may well be about, the key thing here when it comes to things like resolutions is, do you have the resolve? So remember that what we're talking about is something which is going to be perseverance. It's going to require you to stay on track. What are the things that are really important enough to you that you're going to be motivated by, that you're going to have the resolve, that you're going to be resolute about? This is what we're talking about here. What is important enough for you to address it? What are the things that are really important to you this year? And that might well mean that you just home in on 2 or 3 things that are really, really dear to you. So the first thing is happiness. Make that joyfulness, that gratitude your starting point. The next thing is new. Perhaps something could be new, something new into view, something needs to be renewed. It might be vows, it might be conversations, it might be a new approach, a new conversation, a new way of being. Saying something positive, that's the first thing when you see your lover or your friend, first thing in the morning rather than negative or whatever it might well be. And the last thing is about a year, which is about that perseverance, which is about that steadiness, which is about that being present throughout the year. And very often it is that the more it is that we persevere, that we actually see that progress. You know, sometimes it is going to be the case that you're going to need to keep that effort at something before you see that particular distance. In so many things, often it is that we're ploughing away something for quite a long time, and then suddenly we start to see the shift for a long time. It might be painting a room, it might well be that you're walking a particular distance, you're travelling somewhere, or you're doing this, you're doing that, and for a long time you might feel as though you're not making a lot of progress, but then suddenly you realise that you are, and suddenly you realise you're halfway there or 3/4 of the way there, or you can see the where it is that you're heading to coming into view. So it may well be that you need to have that long-term view, year-long, and sometimes even longer than that. But I wish you a very, very, very happy new year. Take care. Bye-bye.